Good evening. I'm Luke Shirley, Director of Quest. We're a student-led mental health nonprofit where we empower young adults to strengthen their mental fitness. But really what we do is build community. And why I'm here tonight is because I've always resisted just that, loving kindness of community. The truth is, like a lot of helpers, I'm often the first to give, but the last to ask for help. And I'd like to know why. And half a question is a quest. So why does community matter? Community is like a bridge. Bridges allow us to overcome obstacles that would be insurmountable alone. And aloneness does not fare the individual well. Take 2022, the year I founded Quest, over 100,000 individuals overdosed in our country. Suicide was nearly half that, and 3/4 of an increase in suicide attempts here in Charleston. Now, why this matters for young adults is even more important. Roughly 3/4 of mental illness will develop by the age of 24. Of the 2,000 cadets that we spoke to here, statistically over half would meet the criteria for at least one mental health disorder. 300 would have thought about suicide while at college. And meanwhile, average counseling wait times range from 2 to 5 weeks. And to think I thought myself unique. At a young age, I witnessed addiction I did not understand. Middle school, my best friend's brother took his life, a 21-year-old cadet. We did not understand. In college, my first depression hit, and I thought about suicide for the first time. I thought no one would understand, but really I was afraid to be understood. I was afraid to share my story. And tragically, what every statistic fails to capture is a story. But communities are the vital spaces for our stories to be unburdened and our solutions shared. In community, we get to experience the gift of caring and being cared for. As Paul Roof reminds me, just your story is a gift, and only you get to give it. So this is why we created Quest, to build that bridge for others to come together, opportunities for young adults to share, if only just to see how precious their lives are and how our story would not be the same without them. These are some of my favorite moments over the past 2 years, so we're only 2 years in the making, but Bridge Walks for May Mental Health Awareness Month, Row for Recovery Awareness Month, and our first student-led organization at the College of Charleston, which I think some students are here, so shout out to y'all. Now, here a student reminds me why community matters. It means so much to be surrounded by a group of real people who allow you to come with all your flaws and imperfections. I really love that. I think that's what we all want from life and from people, is just acceptance found through community. Come as you are. Now, my story is not fueled by loneliness alone. Carrying me every step of the way, there has been love. I love what I get to do for a living. I love to playfully create with my pain and my passion a more compassionate community for others. And it's only possible because of my parents, John and Deanna Shirley. Thank y'all. Your love is my lifeline. Y'all are my deepest why. But why the bucket, Mom? I don't know why you put me in that. So I realized while procrastinating this PechaKucha speech how little I still know why I do what I do. For that matter, why does anyone do what they do? When so much of what we do goes unexamined, when you get to examine, you realize two things. The deeper I get, the less I know. The less I know, the deeper I get. Now, songwriters and psychologists both love words, and words are clues. Or as Jung said, all our theories are forms of confession. And it reminds me of this beautiful Greek word, kenosis. The word means soul or self-emptying. How beautiful to do anything in life where you get to empty oneself. So soul can meet soul. To empty what is helplessly hemmed in because you couldn't live without it. And I could not live without hope. A careful combination of this love and emptiness that creates just that, hope. I only hope to empty out all the gifts, stories, and love that are given to me so that innate goodness, that light, will never die. And communities are the connective tissues for us to create and share our hope. As tonight, I hope to relay lessons that I've learned that I'm somewhat sure I can be sure about. 7 lessons from a chronic helper. Lessons I've learned from avoiding help at all costs. Lessons that found me when helplessly helping others, but lessons that really remind me why we need community, why our stories matter, and why anyone does anything. All that remind me of my dad's great advice, be good to yourself. But why be good to yourself when you can help others, right? Well, help is really just the sunny side of control. Now, as someone who founded a mental health nonprofit aimed at helping others, it did not help to hear this. But people don't need the opportunities or problem solved for them. They just need opportunities to solve them themselves. And in doing so, they often empower others, which is a beautiful thing to witness. But this requires us to let go of the obsessiveness, of the to-do list, even the need to know. Now, I'm a control freak. I learned I could please people if I looked like I had things under control, but it's exhausting. To pretend to be perfect only isolates me from those that love me most. And truly, we only know peace if we learn to let go. So slowly, with time, shift happens. We show up, we accept, we let go, and with time, change will change us, the slow work of God. That word terrified me until I realized how much faith it takes to have faith. That both faith and fear rest on things unseen, so why not choose faith? Slowly, faith found me and taught me that God is just shorthand for goodness. And that is a good thing because we must learn when we are needed to learn, when our minds and more so our hearts are opened. It took me 29 years to realize that my happiness is my responsibility and ultimately a choice, that in depression I can still smile, that sadness means to be sated with the fullness of life, and what a beautiful gift that is to feel so deeply. And it is a gift of not knowing the task of beginner's mind that I've found that doubt is a fertile field for growth. And as Miles constantly reminds me, asking for help is a courageous act. Admitting you don't know that you need help only enriches your ability to learn. In college, I didn't know what I want to do. I still don't know what I want to do, but I hope to grow up and be as wise as Miles one day. But it takes a humble strength to know your struggle is your paradise. Suffering will bear the fruits of empathy and compassion, but this requires us to work with and rather and against our darkness. Rumi reminds us that the wound is the place where the light lets in, but we hide our wounds from others. I would struggle a lot less if I shared a lot more. Last but not least, my mom's great advice, my mom's mantra, light your corner. Do what you can, be good to yourself, and know that you are good and always good enough. I'm still learning not to run around and help others with all my unwanted help and ideas, but instead we can run towards communities, towards stories, to the bridges that bring us back to our own selves. And so we hope to share a little light or a little corner next Thursday at the Refinery. This is our big music event, Sound of Mind. I would love for you all to come. Tickets are not under your seats, but you can scan this QR code. We have 5 amazing bands playing and performing, sharing their stories, and also students from the Quest on campus that we work with giving live testimonies. But tonight, we're really, really lucky. We have one of our performers, Jack Fortune, here to share a song. So please enjoy, be good to yourself, and thank you all for your precious time.
All right, we're on a time limit. I'm going to get right to it here. This is a newer song I wrote called Punches. I think it touches upon a couple of things that Luke was talking about, so. Riding on a summer breeze, pretty woman sitting next to me. Don't take much more to make me feel free, sweet sanity. Searching for words to match what I'm feeling, turns out to be a good healing. Listen to birds and put my feet in the earth. Started to ride it spinning. I've been taking punches, man. I've been getting lit up. No more excuses, I know what I am made of. Much use in running, it'll always catch up. Too much wandering is bound to get you stuck. You know that I'm feeling fine for the very first time. Though nothing lasts, it won't be a rewind. I put my best foot forward because I've only got one. All of the cliches in a setting sun. It's kind of funny the way that life flies by, so full of worry, but there is no time. I'm slowing it down and keeping close to the ground. Oh, I am gonna fly someday. I shook all the hate and embraced the pain. I was carrying so much weight, feeling much lighter and quick on my feet. Temporary victory. taking punches, man. I've been getting lit up. No more excuses, I know what I am made of. Ain't much use in running, it'll always catch up. Too much wandering is bound to get you stuck. You know that I am feeling fine for the very first time. Though nothing lasts, it won't be a rewind. I put my best foot forward because I've only got one. All of the cliches and a sad and so. Thank you, everybody. My name's Jack Fortune. Thank you to Terry. Thank you to Charles. Thank you to Luke. I appreciate it.